Hey, this is Matt. Once again, what about another video? There's another paid request, this time for Travis. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, it could be a topic, reaction, review, re-review, randomness, out of the blueness, commentary, whatever, pretty much whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box, down below under the video. And if you hear background noise, there's a lot of wind outside. Also, I have the heater going on because it's very cold. But this is for the 2009 film, The Canyon. Now, The Canyon, this is a film that the other day I was not a fan of. And the more I think about it, it'd probably be a rant. Because a film like The Canyon, really what it does, basically you want to rewatch a film like The Edge with Anthony Hopkins. Because it's a survival story. This takes place in the Grand Canyon. Although a lot of it wasn't shot in the Grand Canyon. A lot of it was shot, I think, in Utah. I could be wrong on that. And while it does have some nice scenery, the movie just has, at times, a boring pace. And while the acting is not bad, I don't think the acting, like by Yvonne Strahovski, very beautiful lady, and she's not bad performance-wise. Her hubby, Elon Bailey, he's there, he's fine. I mean, he's a little bit bland of a character, but acting-wise, I've seen much, much worse. And then Will Patton, who I enjoy, he's been in a lot of films. He was in Armageddon, he was in... It's always nice to see him in there. Good actor. Sadly not in it a whole lot. And the plot is fairly simple. This newlywed couple, they want to have a trip into the Grand Canyon on mules. People say, well, you don't have a permit, and the permit, you have to wait a couple months, and sorry, we can't help you. So then they're at a bar, and they meet this guy who is played by Will Patton, who looks like a guy ready to go for gold back in 1895. They're gold in them dar hills, and probably had 3 teeth, and 2 of them barely fit. It just, I mean, he's got scars all over, he's dirty, he's a drunk, and Will Patton is having fun with the role, but why the hell do these characters, our newlywed, our 2 lead people, they go, yes, okay, you can take us into the fucking, you dangerous territory. I mean, the guy, Will Patton's character literally lists all the things that have bit him and attacked him. Oh, got your mountain bear, and I'm being like, dude, if you're that good, you would not have been bitten so many fucking times. You wouldn't be that fucking scarred up if you're that good. I mean, if you're that scarred up, it means either you have just bad luck or you fucked up a lot. One or the other or both. So, the fact you have all these scars and we met you at a bar and we don't know shit about you. For all we know, this could have turned into a serial killer movie where Will Patton was like Wolf Creek and just... I'm gonna make a head on a stick. It could have been. Will Patton would be good as a serial killer type of role. But no. These 2 idiots... Again, it's not the actor's fault. It's the writing that sucks. They go with this guy. They just met at a bar. And this is where, like, the pacing is kind of... They're going around. And it's a decent scenery, but not breathtaking. I've seen a lot... It's not as breathtaking as the wilderness and the woods, and it is how you feel about canyons. Will depend on how you feel about the scenery in it. But even on the mules, Will Patton drinks. They stop here, they stop there. He's like, well, I know these hieroglyphics, or these paintings on the wall, I should say. These paintings on the wall, and you want to see them? Sure. Okay, it's a bit out of the way. Again, if I didn't read up the plot synopsis, I would have thought, oh, Will Patton's going to try to kill them. But no. Oh, he gives the guy tobacco, chewing tobacco, and the guy, Elon, I almost called him Elon Musk. Elon Bailey doesn't know how to do it, so he tries it, but then he gets a little bit sick. And lo and behold, Will Patton gets struck, not once, but twice by a fucking rattlesnake. And then he says, we gotta wait till light. I'm like, dude, you got bit by a rattlesnake twice. Fuck that shit. We need to get the fuck out of here. Dark, light, in between, no matter what. But Will Patton tells him to wait. So spoiler alert, spoilers, starting now spoilers. Will Patton dies. Sadly, way too soon for my liking, because I like Will Patton as an actor. And the couple fucking buries him without checking if he has shit on him. Because lo and behold, one of the things he had was a fucking knife. And they didn't think about it, and so they buried him. And I'm sitting there going, do you even have time to bury him? I hate to say it, but if you have no food and water because some of the mules ran away with your fucking material and supplies, do you really think that you have time to bury him? I mean, just saying. So they bury him without checking his shit and taking his knife. They walk off. There's some small talk. And the rest of it is just very boring, pedestrian. You've seen stuff like this before. The couple fight, but then they really love each other. Some people compare it to that film Open Water, because that was about a couple in the middle of nowhere, only that was in the water with sharks. Here is in the canyon, but you have wolves. I'll give credit, they use actual wolves. It's not CGI. It's not crappy special effects. They actually have, I'm guessing, dogs that look like wolves, because you can't really train a wolf, from what I understand. So, but you get a dog that, looks like a wolf. Again, that's the way I understand it. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. But it becomes slow, it becomes boring. It's like typical, seen this all before. The scenery even doesn't seem as striking because you see a rock wall, you see a canyon. I guess for me, it's nice to look at for a few minutes, but it's not like a wilderness where you have different sizes of trees and can you see clearly or not clearly, and there's a lake or there's this and that. Like variety to look at. And then you have characters that make dumb decisions that make you just facepalm. And again, there's plenty of survival stories out there, like The Edge with Anthony Hopkins, that you could just watch instead. It's not the worst film ever, but it's just boring, pedestrian, kind of predictable, and poorly paced and stupid characters. Getting super into spoilers starting now. If you like the film to each their own. Like I said, they have small talk, they hike, they realize they walked in a big circle, they fight. 30 seconds later, they make up. I'm like, both of you shut the fuck up. They try to climb a wall, and the guy's like, looks like one of the walls I climbed in gym class. I'm like, sure it does. And while they're climbing, the girl decides to get a signal while they're hanging off the ledge. We're living on the edge. Everybody living on the edge. When they're on the edge and the husband's like hanging on something and holding her, and she's trying to get the phone, I'm like, is this really the best appropriate fucking time to do this on the fucking ledge? Is it really? When you don't know if these rocks will break or not, lo and behold, one of them breaks. The guy and the girl falls, but the guy, when he falls, he gets his foot trapped. And the part was like, how the hell did that happen? I mean, they show it, but I'm still like... And then they pretty much argue where they try to get his foot out, but it's stuck, and he's like... I guess he You know the 127 Hours, the story based on that, the film with James Franco? I think the guy references that story, which I didn't, true life story. And you gotta cut my leg off. I can't cut your leg off. No, no, no. And then also like, I don't have a knife. We buried it. Oh, I can't believe it's so stupid. I'm like, neither can I. So then she runs off. Thankfully she knows where to go. Thankfully she doesn't get lost going there. Get the knife. Again, I don't know how the hell she did that. Like, again, you went in a big fucking circle, but I guess you're able to still go back and find where you buried a body. Get the knife, come back, sterilize the wound, cutting it off, and then the last 30 minutes of the movie is dealing with some wolves, where the girl fights a wolf, goes back, then gets some fire, holds back the wolves, dragging her hubby. The wolves are surrounding them. And this is where I went to the ending. I went, oh, great, they're doing this now, really? To try to get the emotion in there. I just thought, well, this movie's too boring, so we need some kind of impactful ending. Super spoilers for those who don't want to know. She thinks they're both going to die. He doesn't want him to suffer, so she euthanizes him. Covers his mouth so that he doesn't breathe anymore and dies. And 10 seconds later, a rescue chopper arrives. Because when they were hanging off the ledge, she was able to call 911, but it didn't seem like she got much out. But I guess she got enough out for them to send a rescue chopper that they flee 10 seconds after she did that. And then she's crying, and they're like, oh, take her, she's going to go into shock. And she's crying, and, well, this guy, her hubby's dead. And that's the irony. If she waited 10 more seconds, they both would have been fine. And it's like, oh, great, they're doing this kind of ending. Alright. I mean, I don't really care, just the characters. The acting's not that bad, it's just the characters just did some really dumb shit. Sadly, I've seen movies that they've done dumber in, but I'm like, oh, come on. It's just not that exciting. I didn't really, the first hour of the film, what could I really describe it as? Me, Will Patton, go out. Will Patton dies from 2 snake bites. They hike, climb a cliff, hang on a cliff, fall, cut, the guy's laid off. That's your first hour. And last half hour, some bit with some wolves. She does that at the end. Again, you watch, you go, I don't think it's that intense. I don't think it's that scary. I've seen plenty of films of this ilk. And I mean, I don't know what else there's not much to talk about with this movie. Again, maybe some nice scenery you could talk about, but even then the canyons just, they get a bit boring to look at after a bit. Again, the fact they go with some guy they just met at a bar who's got more stars than Starface had, and that's his fucking name, it just made zero sense, and then dumb decisions, and a kind of a depressing ending on top of it. So just, there's really not much for me to ever see this film again that I didn't care for. You know what, here's the thing, even if both of them lived, let's say both of them lived, I still would be like, it's a pretty boring, below mediocre movie. Of the countless survival films out there, nothing in this really stands out from the pack. Nothing about this stands out for you to go, oh, you gotta see this one. Why? And I have no answer for it. Got no answer for it at all. I mean, just very run-of-the-mill, forgettable, boring movie. Again, the acting's not that bad. Always nice to see Will Patton because I liked him as an actor. It's nice they didn't go for shitty special effects. They used wolves or, dogs, is however you want to put it. That's really all I got. There's really not much else to talk about. So, overall, fairly lame, forgettable flick. I will remember this film a week from now. And I'm like, what the hell is The Canyon? Now I know why I never heard of this film before. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.